Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I have a very easy recipe. It's for some date and almond cookies. This is a recipe which my sister sent to me and she found it on a website called the Gardening Foodie or something like that. I'll put a link to that below the video and in my blog. So a very easy recipe and not too many ingredients basically. So I'll go on to the ingredients straight away. And for this I have 140 grams, which is 1 cup minus 1 tablespoon of plain flour, based on scooping packed flour into a 250 milliliter cup. I have 55 grams, half a cup of icing sugar, which I have sifted, 113 grams, half a cup of softened unsalted butter, 3 grams, half a teaspoon of salt, 110 grams, which is about 3/4 of a cup of chopped dates. And you can chop those as big or as small as you like really. I've chopped mine reasonably small. I also have 25 grams, about 1/3 of a cup of flaked almonds, which I have broken up a little bit more because we're going to roll our cookie dough in the almonds. If you don't have flaked almonds, you could use blanched almonds and process them into little chunks, and that will work very well as well, so you could do that. So that's all the ingredients, and we simply need to mix everything together except for the almonds, and then we'll roll the dough in the almonds. And I'm going to start off by creaming together the butter and the icing sugar, and you can do this by hand, but I'm going to do it with my hand mixer just for ease really. So I'll put the icing sugar and the butter into a larger bowl. And I'll start my mixer on a low speed so that the icing sugar doesn't create a cloud of fine dust. And then as the sugar gets attached to the butter, I'll increase the speed and mix it until it's pale and quite fluffy. And that took absolutely no time at all. So I'll sprinkle my salt over that, and I'm using pink Himalayan salt because that's what I've got. And I'll put the flour in as well, and then the dates. And I'll start off just with a fork, tossing the dates around a little bit in the flour, just to get those separated, because dates tend to be very sticky. And then I'll use my mixer again just to mix those until everything starts to clump together into a sort of crumbly type of dough, and that will break up the dates a little bit as well. And that took virtually no time at all, and I'll finish that off with a spatula. And that's good. So I'm going to form that into a ball and divide it into two pieces. And with that pulled together like that into a nice soft dough, I divide it into two pieces, which for mine, I've just weighed it, means there would be about 208 grams each. And with half of the dough, I'm going to simply form that into a log, which is 4 inches or 10 centimetres in length, and I have a piece of paper here just to show me what that is. I try to get it as round as I can, but because it's soft, as it sits it will flatten on one side, but I can adjust that because it's going in the fridge to chill. So with my piece 4 inches long, I'm simply going to take my chopped almond flakes, and I'm going to roll my piece of dough in that to get them coating the outside, and then I'm going to wrap that up in the plastic and do the same with the second one. So I have my 2 pieces of dough rolled in the flaked almonds. I'm going to put those into the fridge and I'm going to chill them. I think I'm going to chill mine for about an hour. The original recipe says 30 to 45 minutes, but I'll chill mine for an hour. And as that hour comes to an end, I'll preheat my oven to 180 degrees Celsius, 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit, and I'll line a couple of baking trays with silicone mats or parchment paper ready to take the cookies for baking. So I'll come back after an hour when these have chilled. So I have my log here, or one of them, and I'm going to divide it into 10 pieces, which will be about 1 centimetre wide each. You don't have to be too precise. And then I'm going to just try to form it into a round, and I'm going to pop on any loose bits of almond. I'm going to put them onto a baking tray, leaving a gap between them because they will spread as they bake. So there's my 2 trays, and they're slightly different sizes. The cookies, but it really doesn't matter very much. I'm going to bake them in the oven for between 17 and 20 minutes. They should bake up quite nicely. They're spread a little bit, which is why I've left the gap. And then once they come out of the oven, I'm going to leave them on the trays for at least 5 minutes before I carefully transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely. And once they've cooled completely, I'll come back and show you. And once they've cooled completely, I'll come back and show you the results. I baked my date and almond cookies or biscuits for 18 minutes, and they baked up colouring around the sides. So I took them out of the oven and left them on the tray for 5 minutes. Then I transferred them to a wire rack, and so I'll show you what they look like. And they've baked up very nicely. The underside has baked nicely, as you can see as well. So I'll have a taste of this one. That's very, very good. It has a crunch, particularly on the outside, nice and tender inside, and then you get the chewiness and the sweetness from the dates as well. And I can also taste that almond that's around the outside. So this is a very simple recipe. I enjoy it quite a lot, I have to say. That's going to be it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to a link for the recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well, and I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.